Hi, welcome to my channel, and today I have another theatre vlog for you. So tonight I am off to the Manchester Opera House for the world premiere of A Knight's Tale the musical. So I'm really excited to find out what this is all about. I've actually never watched the movie, so I don't really know what it's about, so it's going to be a big surprise. I know it's a jukebox musical. And yeah, really excited to go and see it. So I will do what I usually do. I'll show you around the theatre, show you the merch, record the curtain call, and then when I come home I'll tell you about it, but I'm not going to give it a review because I think it's in previews, so you shouldn't really review a show and it's in previews. So I'll just talk a bit about it, won't give a full review. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this little video. Okay, so I've just arrived at the tram station. It's about 5 past. Tram's due in about 5 minutes, so I've got loads of time. Show doesn't start till 7:30. I'm going to try and get there for 7, so I can have a proper look at the merch and stuff. So. Okay, so it's now 5:45. Just got some food from KFC. I'm going to eat this, then I might have a little bit of time to look around the shops before I need to head to the theatre. Show starts at 7:30. I want to try and get to the theatre for 7 so I can have a proper look at the merch and stuff. So yeah, that is the plan. Okay, so it's now 7:15. I've just arrived. The Opera House is just here. I'm just going to go and head in now and look at the merch. See what merch they've got. Okay, so I've just picked up a programme and a magnet, so I'm going to go and head to the auditorium now because I think it should be open. So I am in the circle. I'm on the very back row of the circle, row Q, C18. So let's go and find where I'm sat. So up this way. Okay, so I'm now in the circle. So there we go, that's the view from the very back. I'm on the back row, row Q, C18, but no point sitting down yet. I'll sit down in a minute. It's still like half an hour till it starts. Okay, so I'm now in my seat, so I'm on row Q, C18, so it's the back row of the circle, and this is the view. And actually I'm quite impressed for the view actually, for £15. So it's like a pretty good view. So I don't think we're going to get anything cut off from the overhang, just from the way the stage is, so yeah, I'll let you know in the interval what I think. I just want to say this back row has lots of leg room compared to the rows. Okay, so it's now the interval, and I'm not sure what I think of it. I'm looking at all the musical numbers, they're really good, the visuals are great. I'm just not a big fan of the story. I don't think it's really my humour. My brother's always said I've got no sense of humour, but I'm loving all the musical numbers, love the costumes and everything. It's not a fan of the story, but I've never seen the film, so I'll see what I think of this thing. So it's really hot today, so I had to treat myself to an ice cream, and this was £4.90, it's not cheap. So yeah, I got my favourite mint chocolate chip. My safety curtain's now gone up, I can actually see the set, so this is the set here, this is like a 2D set. So we are currently in a show stop, we're just about to start the final number and I had to stop. now the next day, so I thought I'd tell you a little bit about A Knight's Tale, which I went to see last night for its world premiere. It's having its world premiere here in Manchester, and last night was its very first preview, so it's the first time it ever been performed in full on stage, and it was a Friday the 11th of April. The show started at 7:30. It's got a runtime of approximately 2 hours and 25 minutes, and that includes a 20-minute interval, although it didn't actually run for that time last night because it started late. There was a show stop. I think the interval ran over a little bit, so it didn't quite run to time last night, because its estimated finish time is supposed to be 9:55, but it actually didn't finish till 10:35, so quite a bit later. So like I said, the show's supposed to start at 7:30. I don't think it started for us till, I think maybe it was 5-10 minutes late. I think probably 10 minutes. So Act 1 ended up finishing about 8:45. Act 2 then started at 9:10, and there was a show stop at around 10:05, just as they're about to do the finale number. They went to start singing it and the music went off, and so the crowd actually thought that they were supposed to sing along, so the crowd started singing the song, and then there was an announcement to say that there had to be a show stop, and then everyone got off stage. So yeah, there's a show stop around 10:05. That was about, I'd say, 10-15 minutes to show stop, and then the show actually ended up finishing at 10:35. So it was supposed to finish at 5 to 10, but didn't finish till 10:35. Obviously it's its very first preview, so there obviously there's going to be a few teething troubles the first time it's been fully performed in front of an audience. So yeah, those are the times. So if you go in, be aware it's supposed to be 2 hours and 25 minutes, but as it is previews, there could be some delays to that time. So the show, I think, has an age guide of around 10+, and it does state that children under the age of 4 will not be allowed into the theatre. Tickets range from £15 up to about £89.50, plus a booking fee on top of that as well. So I bought the cheapest ticket. I paid £15 for my ticket plus booking fee. I say booking fee, I think it's a transaction fee, which is £3.95. So I was sat on the very back row of the circle row queue, seat 18, and that back row actually has a lot of leg room. A lot of all the other rows in the circle have quite tight leg room. That one's got quite a lot. You can actually walk past people without them having to stand up on that row. So it is a good row for leg room. View-wise, the view was actually really good, considering it was the back row of the circle. The view I thought was really good. There is an overhang from the grand tier. However, there was nothing on the set that got cut off. A set for maybe the band. I think the band was on a 3rd tier, and you couldn't really see them. I'm not sure if you could see them if you were sat in the stalls, but in the circle where I sat, you couldn't see the band. But you could see everything else. Like, it is a 2-tiered set, and you could see everything that was happening on the 2nd tier. So I thought that was a really good place to sit, considering it was only £15. I thought the view was very, very good. However, I did get a tall person sat in front of me, which was really annoying. So when the show started, there was no one sat. There was 4 seats next to me empty, so I moved across one, and someone on the other side moved across one, and my view was perfect from there. Absolutely perfect, clear view. Then about a quarter of an hour after the show started, some people came in, so I had to move seats, which also put me off. I actually missed a main part of the story when that happened, and I was a bit lost then for quite a bit of the story, because I'd never seen the movie. Obviously, I've not mentioned that this is actually based on a movie, so I'd never seen the movie, so I didn't know the story. So I sort of missed a main part of what was going on when those people came in, which was a bit annoying, because I think it did ruin the enjoyment of it for a bit, because I just wasn't sure what was going on for a bit. So yeah, that happened. Then when the seat I had to move back to, I had the tallest person in the world sat in front of me, couldn't really see. And what really annoyed me also is they weren't sat in the seat properly. If they were sat in the seat properly, I would have been able to see at the side of me, but they were sort of half sat on their girlfriend's seat. They were sort of leant over like that, so my little window of where I could see was completely blocked because of the way they were sat. So if they were sat properly, my view would have been perfectly fine, but because of the way they sat, I couldn't see. And not only that, they were constantly lifting up their glasses and pouring wine to each other right in my view. So yeah, it was just a little bit annoying. They probably didn't realise that they're blocking someone's view. You don't think, do you, when you sat there, you don't think about people behind you. But yeah, it did ruin it a bit for me, because there were a lot of bits that I actually missed because I couldn't see. I think it's just because I was short. If I was, like I said, the seat on the other side of me was perfect view, even though there was someone sat in the seat in front. It just depends on, I think, the seating. I think if I did book again, I would book the seat next to me, because that was more between two seats, whereas the one I was in was more like right behind a seat. But yeah, if I didn't have someone tall, the view would have been really good. So that was my seat, but I can't complain for £15. I only paid £15 plus the booking fee. And when the person did sit in the chair properly, the view was really good. So I would probably sit there again, but maybe sit the seat next in seat 17, because the view from that seat was better. So merch wise, they did have quite a bit of merch, and I actually thought the merch was really reasonably priced compared to some other shows. Like when Burlesque came, their merch was ridiculously expensive, but I thought the merch for this was quite reasonable. So they had a t-shirt which was £25. Put a picture here of the t-shirt so you can see what it looks like. So that was £25. They had a hoodie which was £55, a magnet for £5, which I did buy, so it's just the logo. They had a pen for £7, pin for £10, a tote bag for £12, and a mug for £10. So that was all the merch. I thought the merch was all really nice, actually. I thought it was really nice. I was considering getting the pen. I thought the pen was nice as well. But yeah, I thought the merch was really nice and really really well priced. So if you don't know anything about A Knight's Tale, it is a jukebox comedy musical which is based on the 2001 hit movie of the same name, which starred Heath Ledger and Paul Bettany, which I actually have never seen. Lawrence has seen it, but I've never seen it, so I didn't know the story, didn't know what to expect going in, so it was all new to me. So the movie's been adapted for the stage by Brona C Titley, I think her name is, and it's directed by Rachel Kavanaugh, and it's got choreography by Matt Cole. So the musical tells the story of William Thatcher, who is a 14th century peasant squire who, upon discovering his master's death, he decides to take his armour and impersonate him in a jousting tournament that his master was taking part in. So William actually ends up winning this tournament and is inspired to compete and win more. However, only nobles are allowed to compete in jousting tournaments, and William is a peasant. So on his travels with his friends, William actually comes across Geoffrey Chaucer, and he actually forges a patent of nobility for William so that he can enter into the jousting tournaments. So William assumes the name of Ulrich von Liechtenstein, and he actually takes the jousting world by storm, and his dream is to win the jousting championships. So at these jousting tournaments, there is a noblewoman who watches over them, and William actually becomes infatuated with her and really falls for her. And the only thing which actually stands in his way between not only the heart of Jocelyn, but also attaining his dream of winning the world champion jousting tournament, is his rival, Count Adamar. So that is a basic story of A Knight's Tale. And like I said, I did miss like the main sort of setup of the story when those people came in and we all had to move seats and stuff. So I got a bit lost of what was going on at first, but I do think that did diminish my enjoyment of it for a bit because I didn't know what was going on. However, the set is absolutely amazing. Really enjoyed the set. Like I said, it's a two-tiered set. It has pieces that fly in, fly out, things are rolled on. I really enjoyed the set. I thought it was really good. They had like some pyrotechnics as well that happened on the set. The jousting scenes were fantastic. The way that they've done it, how they've done it is the actor is stood in a sort of horse puppet and the actor's on stilts, so they look taller, more like they're actually on a horse, and they sort of have fake legs on the side, and the stilts that sort of on are sort of like springy, so the way that they move, it just looks more horse-like, more realistic, the movement of the horses. And yeah, I thought the way they did it was really good. Really enjoyed all the jousting scenes. I thought it was done really well, and the movement and stuff, it looked really good. Also, the final scene is really good. It is quite a spectacle. The way, I'm not going to give anything away, but I do think the final scene, which is a jousting scene, is done really well, and I really like that. Costumes were also really nice. I really enjoyed the costumes, and I remember while I was there I started thinking like these sort of remind me a little bit of the Six costumes, just I don't know, just the look of them. So I've actually just looked now, and the costumes are done by Gabriella Slade, who obviously did the Six costumes, which is why I must look slimmer. She has sort of a specific style, doesn't she, and you can definitely tell that she's done the costumes. They have like this medieval flair to them, but also like a modern edge, like look quite edgy, and yeah, I thought they're really good. The costumes are really nice. Lighting, I thought the lighting was fantastic. I really enjoyed all the lighting that was in here in the show. And then we come to the musical numbers, which were really good. I think the way they've slotted the songs in works really well. They've fit them in seamlessly. I think they've picked good songs. The song choices are really good for the story. And yeah, I think that all worked really well. And the performances of the songs were fantastic. The arrangements were all really good. So really enjoyed all the musical aspects of the show. They were fantastic. They were performed so well by the cast. The choreography and all the group numbers was fantastic. And yeah, I really enjoyed all that aspect of it. I just didn't follow the story very well, and also I think I mentioned in the vlog, I don't think it's really my sort of humour. It's sort of very silly, sort of silly humour that I just don't get. My brothers always say I've not got a sense of humour, so it's probably just me. Everyone else was laughing away. I just didn't get some of the humour. I think for me it's a show that I need to see again, without the distractions. Yeah, but everything else, like I said, costumes, the musical numbers, the set, everything else was spot on. The cast were fantastic. Loved the cast. They got fantastic voices. I love Oliver Tompsett, who's in it. He plays Count Adahar. He's great. I actually don't think he's got enough to do in this. I'd love him to have more to do. I think he gets 2 songs, which just isn't enough, because I love Oliver Tompsett's voice. I think he's got a really good voice, and his 2 songs that he does is probably my favourite, one of my favourite 2 songs in the show. So actually that's probably a good part to just go through the programme and show you who the cast are. Okay, so here is the programme. The programme was £6, and I have already looked through this, and there's not actually a lot in it other than just the cast biographies and like the creators' biographies. That is it. There's no articles, there's no rehearsal pictures. It is just the cast biographies. But anyway, I'm going to show you anyway. So this is the front. I do really like this logo. I think it's really nice. So we have a welcome to the Opera House, and just tells you some upcoming shows to the Opera House and the Palace. We then have information on the Opera House itself, telling you all about the theatre. We have adverts for some upcoming shows. I actually don't have any more shows booked for either the Palace or the Opera House. Actually, no, tell a lie. I have Miss Saigon booked, and I do have 13 going on 30 booked. Now, I do have 2 shows booked so far. We do want to go to Rocky Horror, and I do want to go to Come Fall in Love. It's just a case of booking tickets. Moulin Rouge as well. I have got some theatre vouchers which I'm going to use to book them tickets. It's just really annoying because you have to ring up to book using theatre tokens, and I hate talking on the phone. I don't even talk to my friends or my family on the phone, so I absolutely hate talking on the phone. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to having to do that. So I need to do that before all the good tickets have gone. And then Here and Now, I'll definitely be booking tickets for that at some point. Then I have an advert for 222 A Ghost Story, and then we get on to the information on A Knight's Tale. So the cast biographies are in alphabetical order, so I'll just quickly go through them, and I might talk more about the main cast, but I'm not going to go through the whole ensemble because it's a really big cast and we will be here all day. So part of the ensemble we have Zira Malvina Atkin. Playing Lance / ensemble is Robbie Alexander. Laura Arney plays Lone Girl / ensemble. We then had Emily Benjamin, who played Kate, who is the female blacksmith. So she helps William with his armour, fix his armour and make his armour, and it becomes one of his friends. And she has a really good voice. I really enjoyed her voice. She sang I Need a Hero, I think. I think that was one of her big songs that she sang, and yeah, really, really enjoyed her voice. I don't think I've actually seen her in anything else. She's been in 12th Night, Bronco Billy, Cabaret, Bat of Hell, at the Manchester Opera House. Also, I might have seen her in that. Yeah, that's just some things that she's done. We then have Max Bennett, who played Chaucer. So his character actually breaks the fourth wall on quite a lot of occasions. He addresses the audience, speaks to the audience. So yeah, his character is quite interesting. I thought he was really good also. I don't think I've seen him in anything before. He's been in Macbeth, Anna, Bull, King Lear. But yeah, don't think I've seen anything with him in before. But yeah, really enjoyed his performance. I thought he was funny, and yeah, he did a really good job. We then had Cangelo Kula. I'm sorry if I pronounced any names wrong. He was ensemble. We had Georgia Clements ensemble. Andrew Coshan, who played William, who obviously is the main character. Again, I thought he did a really good job. I really liked his voice. I don't think I've seen him in anything before. He's been in A Face in the Crown at the Young Vic, Groundhog Day, A Christmas Carol at the Old Vic. He's been in the Phantom of the Opera in Australia. He's been in Jersey Boys. But yeah, I don't think I've seen him in anything before, but I thought he did a really good job as William. We then had Zach Frizey, who was ensemble. Elliot Gooch, who played Blackbird Knight / ensemble. Gabriella Georgian, who was ensemble. Benedict Hastings ensemble. Danielle Huntley ensemble. Thomas Ein ensemble. Lisa Kerr, who played Hawker. Simon the Summoner and ensemble. Mirren James McClough, who played Fish Knight and was ensemble. Ryan North Ensemble. Ryan Pigeon played Sir Ector / Man in the Stocks. Emil Ruddock played Roland, who is one of William's friends. Jay Seigel played Prince Edward. Eva Scott played What. I thought she was really good. She was really funny. She had great comic timing. I do recognise her, but I don't know if I've actually seen her in anything, but she does look familiar. So she's been in Wonder Boy on the UK tour. That's where I know her from. She was in that. She was really good in that as well. She's really, really good. She's also been in Work It Out at Manchester Home. She's been in Betty, a sort of musical at Manchester Royal Exchange. And there's just a few things that she's done. But yeah, she's really, really good. Really enjoyed her performance. We then had Giles Taylor, who played William's father, the Bishop, Rune King of Arms, and also Ensemble. We had Oliver Tompsett, who played Count Adamar. Like I said, I don't think he gets enough stage time in this. I really like Oliver Tompsett. I think he's really good. He's got a fantastic voice. He might be best known for playing Shakespeare in & Juliet. He's played him on Broadway and on the West End. He's also played Thomas in Wild About You. I also saw him in Dreams in Leeds, which he was fantastic in there. He's also been in Pretty Woman, Kinky Boots, Guys and Dolls, We Will Rock You. He's done a lot of big shows. We then had Misha Turner as Jocelyn. I've not seen her in anything before. It says here she's an actor and singer originally from Birmingham. She's trained in musical theatre at the Royal Academy of Music. She's been in various stage productions such as A Christmas Carol at the Old Vic, and she's been in Stranger Things: The First Shadow, and she made her West End debut as Catherine Parr in Six the Musical. Yeah. We then had Shoma Uma, who played Hawker and Ensemble. There is then a few young actors who play young William. So I'm actually not sure who was on. I think it might have been Nicholas Texera. It might have been him. And I've actually seen Nicholas in a few things. I've seen him in Oliver at Leeds Playhouse. So yeah, I think it was Nicholas. I'm not sure. But you also have Christian Butacci, who also plays young William. You have Cristiano Cuneo and also Thea Wake as well. So that is the cast. Like I say, it's quite a big cast. They've got quite a big ensemble. We then have here the cast list, the understudies list, the staffing list, and then the band. That's there. And then we have all the creative teams' biographies, which I'm not going to go through. Be here all day. So we've got the producers. We then have some information on ATG, booking and venue information, and then that is your programme. You got some information about the ATG Plus card on the back, and that is your programme. So like I said, there's not really much in there. It is literally just the cast biographies. So yeah, if you're not that interested in the cast biographies, then it's probably not worth getting. There's no information in there other than that. So I'm not going to give it a star rating. I'm not going to be doing like a proper review of this because it is still in previews. If I do go and see it again after previews, then I'll do a proper review. But this was just like a little chat and just to tell you a bit about it. But yeah, I did enjoy the show. I do think I need to see it again though to fully enjoy it. Like I said, I did get distracted a bit, which just took away the enjoyment out of it a little bit. However, I don't really think the humour is for me, but I enjoyed everything else about it. The cast, the musical numbers, the costumes, the set, everything else I really enjoyed. So I do think it's one that I need to go to again and just see if I can pick up the story a bit better and get the humour a bit more. But yeah, I think I will try and go again. And then after previews, and then I can do a proper review of it. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this little vlog and chat about the show. If you have, please do give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.